called, and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. So I've been talking to you about the deceitfulness of riches, which is one of the reasons why the word of God received by this individual does not yield any fruit. And I was showing you a little of what is referred to when we are referring to the deceitfulness of riches. Give me Ecclesiastes 10 verse 19. This is part of the scriptures that is quoted and misrepresented or misinterpreted, where scripture said that money answered all things. So part of what they tell you is some of these your prayers that you are praying, it is because there's no money. That because if there was money, you will not pray like this. If there was money, this your 10-hour prayer, you would have reduced it. Are you following? And so because of that, when people who were in Africa, for instance, and were deep in prayer, I mean serious prayer warriors, when they succeed to go to the UK, to the US, to Canada, before you know it, they are no longer prayerful. Are we together? Because as a result of that deceit or that deception, most of their prayers were geared towards things that the government of a working nation is supposed to make available. And so they will now tell you that money answereth all things. And you see, when you hear things like that, it sends a message, even though that message doesn't sound too direct, but it is a message nonetheless. It is a message that tells you, okay, in addition to everything you are doing, I think you should give priority to what? To making money, because money answereth all things. It is part of the deceitfulness of riches. So Revelation chapter 3, verse number 17 down to 18. This was the state of one of the churches that were in Asia to whom Jesus sent letters to. And you would realize that their testimony about themselves was somewhat different from what Jesus had about them. Can I have that now? Verse 17. Their testimony about themselves was different. This is what they are saying. Jesus is speaking. He said, because thou sayest, I am rich and increased with goods and have need of what? Nothing. Are we together? Now, you would realize that all of the things they said there are all centered around material possessions. They are all centered around, mundane things. I am rich. That richness is not spiritual richness. It is not being rich in God. It is being rich in what? In money. And increased with goods. In fact, it is qualified. It didn't just say, I have increased. Are you with me? Huh? He didn't just talk about being what? Increased. No. They were increased in goods. And then their third testimony was that they have need of nothing. It means everything they want and need is available. They have need of nothing. So you see, this will be a typical example of money answereth all things. Are you following now? Because they have the money and they've increased in goods and they have need of nothing. Because anything they need, they have the money to afford. They have the money to buy it. And it was enough reason for them to brag. It was enough reason for them to boast of their riches, their increase in goods, and the fact that they have need of nothing. So part of what this does is that it reduces the aim or the goal of Christianity to acquiring possessions. And if you are not aware, we are in that kind of a day where the measurement of accurate Christianity is done by how much goods you have, how much money you have, and how that all you need is available. So when you see somebody who is somewhat struggling financially, we easily draw the conclusion that it is probably because he doesn't know God. It is probably because he doesn't have faith. It is probably because, there is sin around his life. The deceitfulness of riches. And because of these ideologies that are sold out on a daily basis, as a matter of fact, we got to a point where it was more risky going to church. Because each time you went to church, you left church with appetite that you didn't enter church with. Because church was reduced to things. Are you aware that there are places now that people go to church to show off what they are putting on? Yes. People go to church because they have a new dress. People go to church because they want to showcase what they have. And you will be wondering that how did we get here where somebody is leaving his or her house and is coming to church, and part of the motives in the person's heart is that they will see what I'm putting on. It did not happen overnight. How we got there is because even the church, whether intentionally or not, began laying emphasis on those things. How we got there is because the church, whether intentionally or not, started discriminating based on how people looked. So if somebody dressed well, it was noticed that the way they treated the person was different from the other person who probably did not dress well. Now, we are not talking about exposed dresses. Are you following what I'm saying here? Huh? And we are not talking about your dresses being dirty. That is not what we are talking about. We are talking about the market value of what you are putting on. The church got to that place where discrimination was setting in, and the premise for that discrimination was the market value of what everybody wore. So there was a section of the church where some kind of people can never get there. It doesn't matter if you were the first person to come to church. There are some front seats that you can't near. Are you following what I'm saying here? Are you with me? There are places where you can't sit in front. You can't. There are places where ladies don't sit in front. And of course, there is a reason for that. All right? Which you will put the blame on the ladies. Are you understanding? There's a reason for that. Some of them, their dresses are just unbelievable. And so, because of that, in order to help the man of God focus on the word of God, are you with me? Because you can't be fighting things on the street and then still come to church and you are fighting things. And there's no way we will be preaching and be looking at ceiling. This light is going to be, are you with me? So you now realize that most of the times you will find them preaching and facing more of the ministers. Have you seen that? You didn't know. Expo. Yes. You now find them. The serious rema. It is this side. Then when they turn this way, it is view ones. Phew. They have moved. Because some of their dresses, they are not helping matters. But I am also saying that there are places where even as a brother, you can't sit in front if you are not putting on suit. Are you with me? You are not aware? Yeah. I mean good suit. There are some that you might wear the suit, but when they looked at your shoe, it wasn't too good for the camera to capture. So you can't sit in front. They will put you inside the crowd where at least camera can pick your, camera will not see the shoes that have been through the valley of the shadow of death. So imagine that those kinds of obvious discriminations are going on. What are you indirectly putting in the heart of that person who came to church and could not sit in front even though he came early simply because his shoes were not good. What do you think will be going on in his heart when he has money that he can afford a good shoe? He will wear that shoe, and his motive for coming to church that day will not be God. His motive for coming to church that day is, I will show them. Let them see. The deceitfulness of riches. This church said that they are rich, they are increased in goods, they have need of nothing. Isn't it overwhelming that this is the testimony of a church? Their testimony was not that people are growing in the knowledge of God. Their testimony was not that people are becoming more and more like Christ. Their testimony was not that the territory is being redeemed from darkness. Their testimony had nothing to do with God. Did you realize? It is all about them. That they are rich, they are increased in goods, and they have need of nothing. It was anthropocentric. It was centered on them and them alone. Are you with me? And you see, you will subscribe to these lies if you fell for the other lie, that money answered what? All things. Money answered all things. And you see, I said this when I was telling you how that if you want to x-ray the church, you would realize that we are in the midst of this thing. The things that we consider to be powerful testimonies are testimonies that have to do with material things. Those are the testimonies we celebrate. Those are the testimonies we tap into. Oh, you've not seen when they tap into testimony? Oh, you've not seen? Oh God. Oh God. Let somebody come out now and share testimony. Oh, I graduated since, job was not coming and I was trusting the Lord. I was trusting the Lord. 2 weeks ago, I went for interview. They gave me job. Official car. Official house. Official driver. Are you with me? Are you aware that in that same church, people who are jobless and who have been searching for job, they will connect. And then even people who have had jobs but are trusting God for better jobs, maybe their job, they didn't give them official car and driver, they will connect to your grace. So some of them, while you are sharing that testimony or when you are done and people are all excited, they will come to the altar and drop money. Or some, when you are done sharing that testimony and you are going back to your seat, are you with me? You will become celebrity. People will be touching you from left to right, left to right, left to right. And what they are doing is they are tapping into what? Into that your testimony. That's where we've got into. Those are the testimonies that move the church. Not only the church. Those are the testimonies that move the man of God. It is when those kind of testimonies are shared that Papa will come out. And give perspective. And give what? Perspective to that test. So, and at times, in order to give that perspective, they will remind you, you didn't celebrate this testimony because you don't know where this brother has been. I remember when he came to this church, even slippers he did not have by the mercy of God. But we encouraged him to stay because the grace in this house speaks. There were times we had to give him transport. Today, he's a car owner. Are you with me? Are you here? And when they say that, everybody will, I'm saying you can come to church with a genuine heart for Jesus and go back with ambitions that you didn't leave your house with. Some of you are not 30, yeah? But I'm saying you can go to church, and by the time you are leaving church, you are desiring 45 million. Money that if they give you now, except it is digital, if they give it to you cash, you may not be able to count. But you will leave church desiring it. And in case you are not aware, these are some of the things that facilitate compromise in the marketplace. Because the young man came to church with a desire to seek God. They planted another desire for more money in his heart. So he left church, and his motivation now is he is looking for how God will bring more money to him. So an opportunity will present itself that has compromising conditions. You will not know when he has given into that opportunity under the guise that God understands. Under the guise that, maybe this is that prophecy Papa was talking about on Sunday. They said we are rich. We are increased in good. We have need of nothing. We have need of nothing. May God deliver you from such places. Give me the scripture, please. We have need of nothing. Look at Jesus. He said, but you do not know, but thou knowest not. You are not aware that thou art what? Wretched. And I hope you know the wretchedness that is spoken about here is not in terms of physical cash. Because those guys have it. He said, you are not aware that you are wretched, you are miserable, you are poor, you are blind, and you are naked. But these are the same people who were doing buga, who were boasting, and saying that we are rich, saying that we are increased in good, saying that we have need of nothing. The deceitfulness of what? Of riches. So part of what money has the capacity to do, number one, money has the capacity to cause you to lack trust or to lose trust in God. Money has that capacity. And when I was teaching this, I told you that those who earn a salary, they find it difficult to trust God. Are you with me? Yeah. So, if there is anything to be done in the middle of the month, nah lie. No. They will shift it to month end. They will shift it to. They don't know what it means to exercise faith in God for provision. They don't know it. They don't know it. And when people have a fat bank account, it is difficult for them to trust God. So, some of you now, I have interacted with you and asking you whether or not you will do masters. Your response was, by the grace of God. We are still trusting God. And you know why you know why you sounded like that? Huh? It's because money no day. You are not sure of the funding of that masters, isn't it? Isn't it? That's why you are saying, by the grace of God, we are trusting. If the money was in your account, your language will be different. I'm doing masters. But now that there's no money, we're just trusting God. How many of you involved God in anything you wanted to do that you had the money to sponsor it? How many? Okay, let me break it down a little. If you do not have transport now to go home from here, part of what will be going on in your heart is you will be trusting God or saying that, okay, God is going to help you to get home. Isn't it? Huh? Huh? And when you say God will help you or you are trusting God, what you have in your mind is that by the time service is finished, may God touch somebody I do, so that they go press more something for your hand. Or after service, they will now put up baby face and then greet me 7 times. Are you with me? Are you here? But are you aware that if that same person had the money that will be able to take the person home, God will not be involved in that conversation? I'm saying that is what riches can do. They have the capacity to remove your trust from God to the money. And you see, you would easily buy into that lie if you are already a slave to the previous lie that money answers what? All things. It will blind your eyes to realities that can only become obtainable by God. You will therefore begin to think and behave as though everything is about money. And there are relationships you will lose because to you everything, the currency was what? Money. So there are people you will look down upon and will not relate with, because there is no monetary benefit that is coming from them as at the moment. There are people you will talk carelessly to because they do not have any money to offer to you now. And then tomorrow you now realize that you are stranded, and it is this person that has the key. Oh, Jesus. Give me Psalms 52 from verse number 1. The Lord, holy. Psalms 52 from verse 1. Holy. Why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man? In the goodness of God endureth continually. Okay, he said that the goodness of God endureth continually. Let's go verse 2. The tongue deviseth mischief like a sharp razor, walking deceitfully. Let's go. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness. Let's go. Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue. Let's go. God shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place and root thee out of the land of the living. Selah. Let's go. The righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him. Let's go now, verse 7. Lo, this is the man that made not God his what? His what? He did not make God his strength, but trusted in what? Come on, are you here? But trusted in what? In the abundance of his riches, and strengthened in himself in his what? Wickedness. So all of what we were describing from verse 1, he is telling you that that is the man. All of that description. It is the man who has not made the Lord his strength, but who puts his trust, but trusted in the abundance of his riches. Are you with me? Are you here? I'm saying even where you are now, when you have 20,000 in your account or in your pocket, that is your own. The feeling is different. True or false? Come on, talk to me now. True or false? I know it. Because of 20,000. Because of 20,000. You now feel like, there's nothing you see that you cannot buy. When you see people oppress people and you begin to hear things like, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Okay, you are naughty. It's just because of small money that is in your account. Somebody said that he had small 200,000 and then one big man offended him and the big man was literally trying to apologize. He was like, who are you? Do you know who I am? I will sue you to court and you will rot in jail. Because of 200,000. And the rich man was trying to make peace. The man said, no. He went and met lawyer. And you know lawyers now, it's their money they are looking for. Lawyer intoxicated him. We will win this case. We will sue this man to court and he will settle you with nothing less than 5 million. He said, yes, we will rot in jail. Filed application. And then went to court the first day. According to him, he thought it is on that first day of court that they will judge the matter and declare judgment and then send the man to start rotting in jail. He didn't know that there are adjourned cases in court. He said they kept adjourning the case until his 200,000 finished. As a matter of fact, it was now the rich man that was helping him and his lawyer with transport for them to go to court. Are you with me? So it was the rich man that will pay transport for him and his lawyer. No, you can't back out now. Let's go to court. Okay, transport, no, they don't bother. He will give them transport. In court, the rich man will buy food for them, let them eat. To have, say you say you will sue me and I'll rot in jail. Because of 200,000. Some of you spoke to a bike man rudely because of 20,000. Are you with me? That is already a pointer to what you will become if you have 2 million. Money has a way of taking your trust away from God. It is the deceitfulness of riches. It deceives. It deceives by making you feel like now that you have it, there is nothing you can do. There's nothing you cannot undo. It's deceit. And you see, when money takes your trust away from God, it does not leave it hanging. It takes your trust away from God and causes you to start trusting in the riches. Are you following what I'm saying here? Are you with me? In fact, that was the premise, that was the context or the message Jesus was driving home. When he said it will be easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter what? The kingdom. Jesus was not saying that nobody that has money will enter heaven. No. The problem is with those who have the money and their trust is in the money and not God. This is why money should never be your master. If you treat money as a tool, as a servant, you will enter heaven, even with your millions. But if money has become your Lord, if your trust is in the money, you are gone. And I've told you here again and again, it is dangerous when your trust is in money. Satan can mess you up. That's why some of you, when you are broke, when you don't have money, there is nothing to smile about in this life. No matter the joke that we crack, nothing is funny. Nothing is funny. And then the moment message enters your phone and you see mobile money, you have received smile. Can life be this sweet? So it means Satan can decide when you will be happy and when you are not. If he doesn't want you happy, it is just to manipulate your possibilities and money will not come. He knows that throughout that week, you will be sad. Even if God comes and speaks and says, my daughter, you are the next Catherine Kuma. It will not be exciting. And because it will not be exciting, you won't even believe it. Because it is with joy that we draw out of the wells of what? Of salvation. A man who is sad and depressed can't hear God. A man who is sad and depressed cannot even fellowship. And so if the anchor of your joy is in money, Satan knows how to cause you to miss big seasons. So when a season is coming, Satan will just ensure that your account is empty, so that you will be sad and moody throughout that season. And because of that sadness and that depression, you will not pray, you will not fast, you will not find anything about God exciting, not knowing that that is when something was hanging over you. And when that season passes, he will now send you 5,000. You will now rejoice. And then come and tell us, I don't know about you, but God is faithful. Are you with me? I don't know about you. God is faithful. Sister, tell us what happened. 5,000 enter your phone. Deceit. Deceit. And you see, part of the things that riches will do is that they inflate your pride. Are you with me? They do what? Inflate. Hey, your pride will be on an all-time rising. And you see, part of what happens, it is not because money brought pride. It is just that money revealed the pride that was there. Are you following what I'm saying? Are you here? And which is because we fundamentally believe that who feeds you can control you. And so when you now have the money, where you don't depend on anybody to feed, you don't depend on anybody to wear the kind of dress you want to wear. Are you with me? Are you aware that fundamentally, anybody that is humble around you is not truly humble? They are assuming that posture because of what they stand to gain. The day they can no longer gain that thing, you will be shocked at the way they will talk to you. I mean, fear go catch you. That's why these days, loyalty is selfish. People are loyal because there's something they stand to gain. Check friendships now. The moment you are no longer gaining what you used to gain from that friend, all of a sudden, his or her call becomes irritating. All of a sudden, you have 1,001 excuses as to why you could not pick their call. They're selfish. So, if who feeds you controls you, which is what Africans have grown up to know, the moment you now feed yourself, you now feel like nobody should tell you what to do. And you will hear it when people argue. You're not the one putting food on my table. Are you following? And so because you are not the one putting food on my table, no, you can't tell me what to do. And let me tell you something. This is part of the things that has moved into marriages and is causing marriages to want to crash. Because we were brought up knowing that the only responsibility of the man is to provide. We were brought up knowing that it is the one who gives the money. It is the one who brings the money that should give instructions in the house. And so a woman grows up and all she knows as far as the importance of a man is concerned is his ability to provide. So you now realize that when the man is the one providing and the woman cannot provide, she is loyal. She takes instructions. She will wash dresses, hot water to bath, cook food. Are you here? Then the day the tables shake, I didn't say turn. The day the tables what? Shake. Where the man can no longer provide as he used to. And then coincidentally, the woman is now earning more than the man. You know what happens, right? She will now feel like she should now be the man of the house. Because she is providing. Yes, because we grew up knowing that what makes a man is what? Is your ability to provide. That is not all. And sisters, don't buy into that lie. The reason you are loyal to a husband is not because he provides. It is because God made him your head. So even if he is bankrupt and you are the one paying everything in the house, children's school fee, you still owe him loyalty. That's a Christian order. See how women talk to their husbands simply because they are earning more than them. Riches will inflate pride. And I don't even want to go into some things now. Because by default, women feel like they are inferior to men. You are not aware? You are not aware? Or you are denying it? But that's the truth. Women by default, they feel like they are inferior to men. And so 80% of a woman's motivation for doing what she's doing is to be equal to a man. Or to even be above the man. And that's why God's recommendation as to how the woman should love her husband is not by saying, I miss you, I will die for you, I cannot live without you, you are my oxygen. No. The way God prescribed that the woman should show love to her husband is by what? Submitting. Because by default, she is trying to rise to meet up with the man. And God is saying, no, my sister, not be to rise. Submit. So there is a default feeling of being inferior to men. And so they want to be equals. So the moment we now make society to start feeling that what makes a man and what gives him the right to be the head of the family is because he can provide, we are setting a trap that will break marriages tomorrow. Because the civilization is making everything digital now. Are you with me? A woman can from home be earning more than the man that is going to work every morning. So in the day she begins to earn more than you, what happens? You guys will now swap roles. The deceitfulness of riches. And sister, do not think that what makes a man is his ability to provide. Do not for once think that the reason you will be loyal to him is because he provides. Even the day you are earning times 10 of his salary. Huh? Are you with me? Bible says, wives, submit yourself to your husbands in all things. Somebody say all things. Say it well now. Say all things. Do you know part of all things? Or should I say it? You can collect that your salary of 2.2. Huh? Submitting it. Maleko veriata silemo. You can collect that your salary of 2.2. Huh? And the first thing is, my husband, they have paid salary. Seed here, my king. Are you with me? Now, you see, that thing that is bubbling on your inside, huh? It is the same thing I am preaching about now. Money will inflate pride. Have you seen members that because they have made money, their pastor, no, they enter their eye again? Are you following what I'm saying here? Yes. It is deceit, friends. Serious one. Because there are some persons who might not have the kind of money you have. But what they have has the capacity to bring them money. It was Paul that said that though we are poor, we are making many rich. Riches are deceitful. And part of the things riches will do for you, apart from inflating pride, is that there would always be a desire for more. You can never have enough. And in case you are not aware, that is a setup to be a perpetual slave. Because now that what you are trusting God for is 2,000 for handout, 2,000 to print things. Huh? In your mind, you now feel like, I wish I was having 20,000 every month as allowance. All my problems will be over. Now lie. The day you start receiving 20,000 as allowance, you will start desiring 100,000. And it will be easy for you to feel like, what do I even need the money for? So 100,000 can solve all my problems in a month. You are not there yet. The moment 100,000 comes, you will start desiring 1,000,000. You will never have enough. You will never have enough. Are you following what I'm saying? You will never have enough. And the reason you will keep desiring more, because over the years, we've been made to feel that, okay, when you start earning 10,000, your problems become problems of 100,000. No. Yes, problems will contribute. But I'm saying it is not only problems that will cause you to begin to desire more. The kind of things you will start liking. Are you with me? You might not desire wig now for 600,000. Huh? Or is there somebody here that desires it? Because at that point, that will be a case of deliverance. And that deliverance, me alone, I can't do it. We will need 6 apostles, 2 prophets, 3 evangelists, 1 pastor, 1 mala. Are you with me? Yes. Because you can't be at this level and you are desiring wig of 600,000 and they do you for village. But you see, you are not desiring it now. To you now, what you are desiring, higher 16,000, 20,000, 20 something thousand. Are you following? Wait. You know rich. Wait. Are you saying that the one of 20 is low? Yes, weak. It's too low. How much do they sell weak? Okay, from 30. Oh, from 50. Holy. No. It is a good place to worship. And you will not understand why I'm worshiping. I am worshiping because God created me a man. Holy is the Lord. Are you with me? Is it that when you wear the wig, you now have the mind of Christ? Helmet of salvation. Seriously. So at this point, the kind of things that you desire cannot be around that kind of money. But you will now realize that the moment you start earning that kind of money, you will start desiring some kind of things. So somebody said, are you with me? Are you here? Somebody said, things are not expensive. You are the one who is just poor. Are you here? Things are not expensive. You are the one who is just poor. Because the wig that they are telling you to buy for 600,000, I say, it is too expensive. Somebody is buying it. As you are living, somebody is coming to buy it. So it is not about the wig. The wig is not expensive. Now you know rich. Are we together now? And so the moment more money begins to get into your hands, your desires too, they begin to go up. They begin to go up. There was a period of my life where if you told me that, okay, I can remove 50,000 and buy a phone, I would have told you, that day will never come. Over my dead. Are you following? Now, the reason we could make those statements is because as at that time, we were trusting God for 1.5. So when we have 1.5, we know that miracle, not the tired Jesus. Then make it make sense to me that somebody who is excited with 1.5 will begin to conceive how they can spend 50,000. You know, that you have to pull it. Pull it is 1,000 and buy 4. One of those periods, somebody advertised a shoe to me and was telling me that the shoe was 35,000. I didn't know when I asked him the same question Dr. Paul asked somebody one time when they also told him about one shoe that was too expensive. And I was like, wait, so is it that when I wear, does the shoe have tires under that I will just wear and then stand and then it will take me to my destination? They said, no, when you wear, you will, oh, so I will wear and still walk. So I better keep your shoe. So things are not really expensive. Now you know. And what the deceitfulness of riches will do is that it will keep telling you to get more money because the things to buy will never finish. Are you following what I'm saying here? Are you with me? And the things you are buying, you will not be buying them necessarily because you need them. You will be buying them to satisfy your wants. Not because there was a need. Are you following what I'm saying here? I saw one iPhone that looks like casket at Are they truly about to release it? iPhone 19. Is it 19 or be 18? Huh? That one that looks like casket down coffin. Oh, you have not seen it? Ayo. It looks like coffin, casket. And that should be an iPhone 18, right? Now, the question is this. What's the difference between iPhone 18 and iPhone 6? No, forget about storage. Huh? Now, in addition to all of that, are you aware that the basic reason why we need phones, iPhone 6 can do that? I said the basic reasons why we need phones. Yes. Why do we need phones? Huh? It is for what? Communication. All of the other things that you are talking about, memory, those ones are secondary. The basic reason why we need phones is for what? Communication. And iPhone 6, you can communicate with it. It is not as if you now call me with iPhone 19, I'll be hearing the voice of God through your voice. Are you understanding? So what they do is that they capitalize on your lust. Yes. And that's why they will keep releasing new ones. New ones. Now, this 18 that is about to come out now, there are people with 17. The thing never spoil. It's still okay. It's still okay. But the moment 18 comes out, all of a sudden they will become dissatisfied with their 17. And part of the deceit is that society will make it look as if you are not using that 18 that just came out, you are behind civilization. And so you will find people killing themselves to get iPhone 18 when they already have a phone that can call. If you want to snap picture, there are photo studios. Go there. That's why they exist. Let them also have money to eat. There will always be a desire for more. Luke chapter 12, verse 15. There will always be a desire for what? For more. That is a calculated attempt for perpetual slavery. Luke 12. And he said unto them, take heed and beware of what? Covetousness. For a man's life consisted not in the abundance of the things which he what? Which he possesses. You will need to know this and know it well. That what makes for a man's life, and guess what? This was not an angel talking. It was not Luke talking. This is Jesus. If you have a red letter Bible, you will realize that these utterances are in red. These are the very words of Jesus. Are they in red? The life of a man. What makes for a man's life? It is not the abundant possessions that he has. Do you therefore realize that Jesus' view of life is different from our view of life? Because to the average human being, what society has advertised to us is that what sums a man's life are the things he had. But this is Jesus saying that that is not what makes for a man's life. The question we should calm down and ask ourselves is, if what we thought makes life is not what makes life, what then makes life? Do you agree? Huh? Give me the next verse. And so, in order to explain what he meant, he said, and he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth what? plentifully. Next verse. Quickly. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow what? My fruit. Let's go. We're going down to verse 21. And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater. And there will I bestow all my fruit and my goods. Let's go. And I will say to my soul, self, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But God said unto him, thou what? Fool. This night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? 21. So is he that layeth up treasure for what? For himself, and is not rich towards God. And is not rich towards God. He lays up treasures for himself and is not rich towards God. The reason for the story is self. Are you understand what I'm saying? Which will mean that when he harvested his goods, are you here? Are you here? Remember that before he planted, he already had his store, his barn. Okay? And then God still went ahead and caused his goods to yield plentifully. Are you following what I'm saying? Why would God allow his crops to yield plentifully when God knew the size of his barns? Which will mean that for God to have allowed his crops to yield plentifully, it was because God knew that they will be extra. Are you following? Are you following? And I hope you know God does not support waste. So what was the purpose of the extra? Are you with me? If he did not break his barns and enlarged them for himself, his soul would not have been required from him. The reason for the extra was so that he will know that life is beyond him. It was so that he will be a blessing to others. Are you following? With the extra. Because God made provision for what will fill his barns, and God made provision for extra so that others can benefit. And what his barns could carry was what he was going to need. Emphasis on the word need. But because of lust and covetousness, he went ahead and enlarged his barns so that all of the harvest will still return to who? So that night his soul was required. So that others will eat of this that he stored up. Are you following what I'm saying? The benevolence that we have of God is that God is not requiring our souls. If not, plenty of us, our souls would have. And faith. Because at where you are now, God knows how much you need. And the day more money than what you need enters your phone, it was not a coincidence. God knew. And part of the reason God allowed it is because there is a friend of yours, there is a neighbor, there is a city member that you know that life is tough. She barely has what to eat. The reason for the extra was that person. But the moment it came, you built a garrison around it. And then went to your phone and you were looking at all the things that you screenshotted to see which one you can afford with this money. Are you following what I'm saying here? If God were to place a demand on souls as he did with this man, your soul would have been going home that day. Because at that point, what is at work is covetousness. You want more than you need. You want more than you need. And for God to have made that provision, it was not a coincidence. It is because he knows that there are people around you who are in need. And his hope was that via you, he will meet their needs. But all of it came and you sat on it and said, my soul, now you have plenty. Relax. Take it easy. They know they rush money. Take it easy. This one cannot finish. Eat, drink, and make merry. The deceitfulness of riches. It causes you not to look beyond yourself. You will think that every single dime that enters your hand, it came because of you. No, that's not true. As a matter of fact, when you begin to live life like this, when money enters your hand, the first thing to do will not be excitement. Because all of it might not be yours. Oh, me, I learned it the hard way. The hard way. And I've told you here before. Hey, I was in my room one of those days praying. And I had check my phone, 15,000. The tongues came with freshness this time. And as I said, let me pray some more, God dropped a name in my heart. Send that money to this person. Are you with me? So my joy was cut short. I told myself I will do it after. But the more I prayed, the more the thing was on my heart. So I was like, okay, let me just do it now so that I can be at peace to continue with my prayer. While I was praying, I sent the money. Then there was peace. Then I continued my prayer again. Continued. Maybe around 45 minutes later to 1 hour. Guess what? 50,000 entered. You know, I remembered all the principles of seed sowing. I said, this is it. It work. I just gave 15,000 now. See what has. And before I could rejoice, another name. And God was not saying give this amount. He said send all of it. I said, Jesus. So I learned my lesson. I reluctantly obeyed. Even though I obeyed, it was not sweet. And then about 2-3 days later, somebody gets to me and is telling me that God had been telling him to send me money since December. Now, this was around January. And that he just kept forgetting. He doesn't know why. And then he goes ahead and sends 150,000 to my phone. I did not laugh. Are you with me? So that it will not look as if it is that laughter. So, hi God. So that money was in my phone for about 2 days. Because I was still waiting to be sure whether this one is my own. Because there will be times where God will bring money into your hands, not for you. And I'm tempted to say that if you have not walked in this corridor before, your Christian life is still child's play. You are still a baby. It is children that they tell them all the good things that they want to hear. Things that will make them happy. It is when you are maturing into sonship that God will place some kind of demands on you. deceitfulness of what? Of riches. Be delivered from covetousness. Because what makes a man's life, it is not the abundant possessions that he has. They lied to you when they told you that that's what makes a man. They lied to you when they told you that that is what makes you important. That's what makes you relevant. They lied to you. Life is deeper. And when I say deeper, I mean it. Life is deeper than what you have. This is why David will say that when he saw the wicked prosper, initially he envied them and felt like, how can the wicked who are not living in accordance to the laws of God, they don't have a relationship with God, they don't care about him, how can they be the ones prospering? And then me who is trying to follow God, and he almost envied them. He said, but it was when he went to the sanctuary, that was when he understood. That was when he understood that what makes the life of a man, it is not the things he has. It is dangerous, it is risky for you to sustain that ideology. And in case you are not aware, that is what society is pushing. And that is part of the reason why there is a madness that has entered our generation now. Anything you have, you must post it. Yes. It is a silent way of responding to that philosophical idea that what makes a man are the things he has. So you can't have a phone and then without social media knowing. You can't buy a car without putting more keys. First ride, Abi. You can't buy a car without it. The first whip. And so, when you meet with people, they'll be asking, hey, how are you doing? What do you do for a living? And you think they care. They just want to size you, to know whether you earn more than them or they earn more than you, so that they know how to treat you. If you earn more than them, where don't sir? You na baba oh, show your boy love now. But when they realize that they earn more than you, you know there is a sarcastic way of showing respect. You're not a big boy now. You know, we are just managing life. The reason for those questions, it is to know where you are. And then they will now top it up by letting you know that first impression what matters. Then they now deck it with this ideology, fake it until you make it. And there are Christians who buy into that ideology. So they are faking it until they make it. You are a slave. Are you following what I'm saying? You are a slave. What I do is that I will intentionally allow you to have the wrong impression about me, that seeing me for the first time, so that the true nature of your heart will be revealed. That's when we will know if you have mutual respect for human beings, or it is social status that you honor and respect. I will allow you to have a wrong impression about me, that I'm poor, in fact, not die. So that on that premise, you will run your mouth and say, hey, yeah, that boy is suffering, that boy is suffering. Then the day you now come close enough, you will be the one ashamed. doing school, is it school reunion now? This one that people will just sit and create group of people that graduated from this secondary school many years ago, and then just add you there. I will now ask, hey, everybody, just introduce yourself with a picture of yourself and what you do, all of that. People that I know. I saw them uploading the best of their pictures. I mean, those ones that will give you the impression that this guy, they shop life. People I know. So, when it was my turn, I went to my archives and looked for one picture. Kai, goodness Jesus. That picture I looked unkept. In fact, I had gone for like 2 to 3 months without cutting my beard. Yes. So the hair was there. I mean, everywhere here. Ay, goodness Jesus. That was a picture I took and pushed it to the group with my name. Now me, this is what I do. Are you understanding? Huh? So that when you look at it, you say, hey, oh God, can we contribute something and support it? Are you following what I'm saying? I stumbled on somebody sharing a story online. How that he left one of these school classmate groups. Right? They had created that group, and then, funny enough, the period where they had just created that group and added everybody, and they got talking, catching up and stuff like that. So one day somebody took a picture of their classmate who was seen hawking things in traffic. So you saw your classmate hawking things in traffic. And then what he did was to snap him and then brought the picture to that group. And then a good number of them were laughing and saying, hey, yeah, life, hey, yeah, me, I'm this, me, I'm that, me, I'm this. So this guy who was narrating that story, he wrote a long epistle, put it on the group, telling them this thing they are doing is wrong. I mean, said a whole lot, and then exited the group. And he said the reason he did that was because he did not consider that place a safe space. Because today that they are laughing at this young man, if life turns and doesn't favor him tomorrow, these same people that he considers to be friends, this is the same thing they will do about it. They will snap him, upload it, and then everybody will be laughing. Only for him to now decide to go to that particular traffic area, hoping to see that their classmate. He went there a couple of times, and when he stopped, asked a few people, they directed him to another traffic jam that, go there, you must see him. So he now got there. Luckily, he saw him in traffic, hawking things. He now wind down as if he wanted to buy. And the guy came, they connected, he now parked, they went by the side, he say, how's life? What are you doing here? He say, I'm doing business. So he wanted to offer him help by saying that, okay, is there a better business you can do? He said, no, this is my business. So took him to the corner and showed him his car. And his car, compared to what this guy was driving, you dey learn walk. And so his boot was full of the products he was selling. So this guy could not understand. He was like, what is happening? Then he now told him, he said, this is my company, one of them. I produce these things. Just that on days that I am less busy, after, distributing them in wholesales, I just put some in my boot, just to keep fit, and just drive around, where there's traffic, I just look for a place and park. And then he said tears came down from his eyes. He said how he wished that those who were laughing at him were aware that this product you are consuming in your house, CEO here. Life is not all about what you have. Because the things you have are temporary. The tables can turn. Job never knew that he could lose everything in one day. That's why he said, cast your bread upon many waters, and you will find it after many days. He said, give a portion to 7, yea, even to 8. He said, for thou knowest not the evil that shall come upon the earth. As long as that investment of yours is upon the earth, there is a kind of evil that can come upon the earth, and you are not aware. You don't know the evil. You don't know when it will come upon the earth. So what makes you cannot be anchored on something that is resting on the earth. There is a kind of evil. In the day it comes, that thing might not survive. Might not survive. It might not survive. Can you go ahead and talk to the Lord? I will be content in every circumstance. You are Jireh. You are enough. And I will be content in every circumstance. You are